Pull Park. We've got baseball on the show. It's the Chicago White Sox taking on the Miami Marlins. Festivities are wrapping up. This place is rocking. The home opener is coming up next. And today on the hill, Sandy Alcantara. What should we keep an eye on here?
With the height, the release point creates a lot of tilt on his pitches. So coming into the zone, really hard for the hitters to get on plane. Makes it very difficult for the hitters to guess.
Just about to get underway, Luis Angel Acuna steps to the plate for the White Sox. In the air to left center. That gets down for a hit. Around first, digging for two. To second, but he's in there easily.
Got a good pitch to drive, stayed short with his bat path to the ball and caught it out front, and he stayed long in his follow through. That's how you split the gap, and that's pretty much a double every time.
Runner takes off, pitching for a strike. Throw to third, he's safe. And the go-ahead run is now only 90 feet away. Check swing, and he went. And the count is 1-2.
Nope, that's in.
Base hit into center field. The tying run is in to score from third.
Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive in the center field. So that definitely felt good.
Stepping in, Derek Hill. Hill in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. 0-1 now. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
Stringing them together, that's 3 hits in a row. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
Pickoff move to second, and they almost caught him, but he's back in time. No question about this one. It's out of here. He nails one out to right. And they add to the lead. It's 4-0.
With this pitcher's velocity, a changeup is really a break for a hitter. He got a BP fastball, didn't move a whole lot, and he absolutely tattooed it.
And now it's Austin Hayes.
It can be tough to bounce back after a big home run, but nobody on, nobody out. You just have to treat it as a fresh inning.
Next offering is fouled back. Swing and a foul straight back. Ground ball up the middle. Lopez. He puts it in his pocket. Safe at first without a play.
The catcher, number 8, Kyle Keel.
Swing and a ground ball. To second. Pulls him off the bag. First and second. No outs. Chase Mitra steps to the plate for the White Sox. Shortened the bunt and missed it. 0-1.
He's a bad ball hitter, so even if you get him to chase pitches outside the zone, he still might.
Lopez gets it to first. Finally gets the first out here on the grounder.
Good arm side run to that same side hitter right there. Very difficult to put that ball in the air or get through it. Just bores in on the hands.
On the ground. Runners at the corners here. One away. Miguel Vargas will hit next. And that one fouled off. Two on, one out. Benintendi on the go. Pitch in for a strike. Go to second. Out. And the 0-2. In the air out to center. Base hit and a run in to score.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. Nice swing to drive that pitch up the middle. Could have easily been out in front on the off speed and pulled off of it, but he was looking to use
the throw to first. They don't come much closer than that. Bang, bang play to end the inning.
Got it on pin, a living bank rolling. I'm my own penny. I've been on 10 and all the whole team and all of that way. You know it's on me. You know I got goals. You know what I see. Have all of that gold and necklace round.
Back here at Lone Depot Park and on the hill, Davis Martin. What should we keep an eye on here?
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
Xavier Edwards leading things off and takes a strike. That's off the inside corner. Ball 1. Now here's a flare off the bat, and that will fall. And a man aboard.
Well, that's one of those knocks where you almost expect to get some jabs from your teammates when you get back to the dugout. He kind of muscled that one out there, didn't get the barrel with it, but the important part was that he found a way to stay through the baseball and just drop it into center field.
The 1-0.
Well, as a hitter, you're hoping that the command on that sinker doesn't come until later in the ball game, but if that's how it's going to be all day, it's going to be a tough one for the offense.
Grounded to third, could be 2. Vargas to second, and they get him easily at first. It's a double play. Base is empty after the double play. Kyle Stowers, the next up for the Marlins.
I can't play around with him here. It's a 6-run lead at this point. Got to attack hitters, even if you give up a solo shot.
It's through for a hit, and that keeps the inning going.
Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Connor Norby.
Quick toss to first. Stowers dives back in safely. Out to short. Montgomery out with room to spare, and that's the inning. Back here in Miami, we move ahead to the top of the second now. Munetaka Murakami steps to the plate for the White Sox. Ripped on the ground to second, to first. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Up next for the White Sox, the left fielder, number 25, Derek Hill.
Trying to bunt his way on. Picks it up with the bare hand. Not in
He
time.
beats the throw.
Great effort, but it's an infield hit.
Up next for Chicago, the
Well, he
shortstop,
saw an opportunity to
Colton
drop a drag bunt and made it work out.
So a man at first. Next to hit, Colson Montgomery. Runner on the go. There's a ball. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag.
I just love watching Alcantara get ready for games, Boog. He turns into a different person, just usually cracking jokes and having a good time.
Runner goes again. Pitch misses. No throw. Safe at third. It's a stolen base. This one in the air center field. Marcy under it. And makes the grab. Runner tagging from third. Safe. And they add to their lead as the run scores
Up
from
next for
third.
Chicago, the right fielder, number 21, Austin Hayes.
Foul ball.
He didn't want to give up that run, but he did. Got the fly ball, sac fly out. Now it's time to attack these other guys. Get your team back in the dugout.
Swing and a miss. Chased it out of the zone. That one way inside. Two down, nobody on. Fights that one away, still 1-2. Here's a high fly ball out to center. Marcy should have this one, and that is that. We head to the bottom of the second, and now for the Marlins, Jacob Marcy. That's too low.
That's
Ball
down.
one.
This is one of those times when you want to be aggressive. Go ahead and pitch to contact. Let the defense work behind you. You've got a nice, comfortable lead. Don't try to be too fine.
Hill gets under it. One down.
Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 13, Heriberto Hernandez.
And that's in there at the knees for a strike. Comes up empty. That's strike two.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
Struck him out looking.
Batting seventh, the first baseman.
Two down, base is empty. Griffin Kona getting ready to hit.
No, ball. Hurt.
Ground ball right side. My draw. And that's the inning. Back here at Lone
Leading
Depot
off for the
Park.
White Sox,
Now it's the White Sox
catcher,
catcher,
number 8,
Kyle Teal. And first offering is fouled off.
You know, these White Sox putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. That's a big number on the scoreboard. 7 runs already. They've been successful offensively because they're doing the little things right from at-bat to at-bat, and it's been pretty rewarding for them.
No, that's out.
Fly ball, pretty well struck right field. This one's got a chance. And out of here. He hammers one out to right. And they boost their lead. It's 8-0.
Boog, I wasn't sure he hit that one as hard as he needed to get it out of here, but it had just enough behind it for the homer. What an attempt at the wall, though. He really gave a terrific effort to try and bring that one back.
Ripped to first, caught. And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer. Benintendi to the plate. And first offering is fouled off. Well struck right field. And wow, that one is way out of here. It's their second home run of the inning, and they tack on to their lead. It's 9-0.
He throws a pretty hard slider, but when it doesn't break, it's just like a good fastball to hit. And right there, eyes got big, hit that ball really hard, and now he's getting high fives in the dugout.
Vargas in his third season, hitting 9th in today's lineup, and he was born in Cuba. Way out front for strike 2. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. 2 runs across in the inning. We're here in the top half of inning number 3, and it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Fights it off. He'll see another. Popped up. Konai in position. 2 away. Back to the top of the White Sox lineup. Luis Angel Acuna digs in now. 1 for 2.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
And it's fouled away. 2 down, nobody on. Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Got him swinging. Back here in Miami, and now for the Marlins, Graham Pauley. Lifted in the air, out to left. And there's 1 away.
Batting 9th, the catcher, Agustín Ramirez.
No, that's down. Ball.
Now it's belted deep to left. Way out of here. Home run. A solo shot. And they're on the scoreboard. It's 9-1.
For a pitcher, the odds are in your favor if you keep that breaking ball down. That time, he got punished for it. Hitter just did a really good job of staying within himself and getting the barrel to the baseball.
Back to the top of the Miami order, Xavier Edwards, the next to hit. 1 for 1. He led off the bottom of the first with a single. Ripped to short, snagged on a bounce. Sends it to first. 2 away.
The batter, number 6, shortstop Otto Lopez.
Out towards right center field. Hayes settles underneath it, and that's the inning. But the Marlins get 3 on the homer, and this is now a 9-1 ball game. Never catch me slacking, I was born, that's the ill. Start of the fourth,
Leading off
digging
for the
in,
White Sox, the first
Munetaka
baseman,
Murakami.
number 5, Munetaka Murakami.
Plenty of offense in this one, Singy. I guess you'd say kind of what we expected, though.
Well, this was a game, looking at the pitching matchup, where you expected offense to score, and not as lopsided as this. But, yeah, you definitely expected to see some offense coming up.
Well struck right field. Just missed it.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to...
And we've got ourselves a pitching change. Michael Peterson.
Still pretty early in the ball game, so this bullpen has some work ahead of them. Best case scenario might be if he can come in here and get several quick outs, kind of bridge the gap that starter left for him.
Ripped in the air, left field, and a touchdown for a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Up next for Chicago, the shortstop,
Colson Montgomery will hit next. He's already homered in this game. Now back in safely at first.
Base runner with a one-way lead right there. All he's trying to do is get a look at the pitcher's move. Had no intent of stealing.
Runner takes off. That's in for a strike. Safe at second with a stolen base. One out and a runner at second. Top half of inning number 4. In the air, right field. Hernandez has a beat on it. Brings it in. Runner tags at second. He gets there safe at third as he moves up with 2 gone.
Up next for Chicago, the right fielder, number 21, Austin Hayes.
He swings and fouls one off. On the ground to the left. And foul ball. Got him. Out number 3. Bottom of the inning. And now for the Marlins, Kyle Stowers.
Kyle Stowers.
Foul ball there.
You know, these Marlins, to put it bluntly, need to put together more competitive at-bats, and I don't think they've lived up to their own expectations at the plate. I think things are happening a little quicker than this offense would like, and we see it in the numbers. They're hitting into a lot of outs early in the at-bat.
The batter, number 1, designated hitter, Connor Norby.
Pop foul out of play off to the right.
Ball.
That one's in there. That is strike 2. Got him looking for the strikeout. That was pretty nasty. One out man at first. And now Jacob Marcy. He's 0 for 1. Swing and a ground ball out to short. Out on the off-balance throw.
Up next for the Marlins, the right fielder, number 13, Heriberto Hernandez.
And that ends the inning. We go to the top of the 5th. Now it's the White Sox catcher, Kyle Teel. Liner snagged at first. One pitch and one
The
out.
batter, number 10, second baseman, Chase Mindra.
That one fouled off. Now the 0-1. Right through there for a strike. Stays alive. Popped up. And
foul.
that is foul. Good eye right
that
there.
missed.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Fouled off. And they'll do it again.
Now he's desperately looking for that swing and miss. He's going to have to just change speeds a little bit, try to move it around, create
Ball.
just a little bit of illusion at the end.
Off the mark
Ball, that's
there.
down.
Full count now. Struck him out without a swing. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. And
That's
foul ball. Fought off foul. Paulie makes the play, and it's out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 5th. And now for the Marlins, Griffin Conine.
Griffin Conine.
You know, these Marlins just aren't putting great swings on the baseball in this one. Just one extra base hit for them, so they haven't exactly been hitting the ball gap to gap or out of the park. That makes it really difficult to generate runs.
And there's one down.
One place to start in terms of turning the offense around is pitch selection. I think if they get a little more selective about what pitches they're going after, we'll start seeing better contact.
Yeah, that's fouled off. The Fish with a lot of ground to make up. Last half of inning number 5. Late with the swing there.
Excellent
Ball, that's
arm
outside.
action on that 2-strike changeup. Just missed. Man, he wanted that call.
On the ground, right side. And that chance handled. Throws to first. Fine play in the hole for the out.
Up next,
Agustin Ramirez, the next up for the Marlins. 1 for 1 so far today with a solo homer in his first at bat. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Two down, nobody on. On the ground to third. Throws to first in time, and that will end the inning. Back here at Lone Depot Park, top 6, Miguel Vargas steps to the plate for the White Sox.
Now pitching for the
Lake
Marlins,
Bacher gets the
number
call from the
84.
pen.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score. You know, these White Sox doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. Despite having 9 hits in the game, the numbers don't exactly jump off the page in terms of exit velocity. Nearly half have been traveling less than 90 miles per hour off the bat, but they're finding a way to get it done.
And he's into second with nobody out.
Up next,
Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that. And I think those numbers we were talking about do a really good job of showing us how the offense is taking what they can get at the plate.
Runner in scoring position, nobody out. And we're in the top half of the 6th. Battling here as he fouls it away. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. That's a strikeout. Good looking sweeper there.
Up next for the White Sox.
And up next for Chicago, Munetaka Murakami. He's got some power, no doubt.
Good slider down and in can be so hard to get on plane with. You're better off taking that pitch.
Check swing, but he went too far. That's strike two. Line drive. Can't get there. Base hit. Into third now. So runners at the corners and one out.
Kind of a risky pitch coming inside with the breaking ball like that. You have to bury it. Otherwise, it's not too difficult to get the bat to it like he did that time.
Fouled off. He was late. The 0-1. Swing and a miss.
Great spot to be in right here for the pitcher. You can either strike this guy out or get a ground ball double play.
No, that's down. Ball.
That one lifted to left. Stowers on the move. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. So up now for Chicago, Colson Montgomery. He's already homered here in this one. Crushed to right. This one's got a chance. Out of here. Home run. Another homer. His second homer of the night. And they add on. It's 12-1.
Sometimes we say it's a sinker that didn't sink. Well, that was a splitter that just didn't split. Kind of like a BP fastball. And when you throw that pitch, don't expect to get it back. You're getting a new baseball from the umpire.
Check swing, but he went too far. Strike one.
Really good check swing right there. So difficult to hold off on the slider from a same side thrower. Very difficult to pick up the release point.
Line drive, and that's a base hit out into center field. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch you could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
Teal stands in now and watches strike one. That's off the mark. Ball one.
This has been a rough inning, but sometimes you just got to work through it. Save the rest.
Oh, now this is blasted. Way back there. On its way. Gone. A 2-run blast. His second home run of the game, and they add to the lead. It's 14-1.
Another one? 2 home runs from a player not typically in the spotlight for power. Man, you've got to soak up these performances because they just don't happen every day.
Swings and blasts one deep to left center. That's back. And in one hops the wall. Safely into second. He's got a double.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. First pitch fastball in a great spot to do some damage, and he squared it up nicely.
Started to go after it. Now we'll look down to third. No swing. And a strike. Now a pop-up on the infield. Conine drifts towards it. And that'll do it. Bottom of the 6th inning. Now it's the Marlins leadoff hitter, Xavier Edwards. On the ground, out to short. One pitch and one out.
The batter, number 6, shortstop, Otto Lopez.
That's ripped into the outfield. Reaching down, makes the catch. 2 outs, base is empty. Here's the left fielder, Kyle Stowers. He's 2 for 2.
Stowers.
And there's a foul ball. Oh, 1 down. Hammered down the right side, but foul. 2 down, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Popped in the air. Left field. Hill under it. And that is that.
Well, he went the distance for that first MLB win, Boog. I think it's impressive how much trust the skipper already has in him. This could be the start of something great.
14-1 is how it ends. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.